Alright, and welcome to another Dave the Diver guide. Now I'm back in my my recent playthrough save to showcase this guide because I feel like it does a better job at doing it. So, yeah, if you see the menu's not exactly all maxed out like in my other guides, that'll be why. Right? But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it, right? So I'm going to go over the most underrated dish in the game. I think this is actually the best possible dish in the game, and that is actually this. The Slate Puffer Nikigori. Now, what makes me say this is like the best dish in the game, right? Well, it's simple. It's because this basically carried throughout the majority of my playthrough until I went absolutely all in and got the Crimson Fish Roll, which you can see in the upper left corner to maximum level, right? So, but this dish, it carried, right? Now, it didn't look like this throughout all the playthrough. Obviously, getting it to level 8 was quite the challenge. Like, you know, it takes quite a few ingredients to enhance, like these upper levels. So, you know, obviously I didn't have it there straight away. But really, when it reached level 4, that was when it was really good. Like, at level 4, I did that pretty much almost immediately. And it was just like an incredibly good dish. Like, at level 4, its stats are 342 on the gold, 207 on the taste, and 6 on the servings, which means that, yeah, one serving of it, like for these set of ingredients, is earning you over like 2,000. And, you know, you could serve like 12 customers maybe in the early game, like very, very early game. So, you know, at that point you're getting like 4,000 per like night on like the really, really early days. I can even show you in my actual restaurant management at like the previous profits. So if we go all the way back to the beginning, as you can see, yeah, like here, just doing some random sushi stuff. Now, first night of serving that, 3,000 profit. Then there was like the giant squid boss. You know, after that, came back, making like almost 7,000 in profit. You know, did a night dive, then making 3,000 in profit. And after that, I'm consistently like hitting these good quality levels of profit all before the first jellyfish party. It's only after that when I really got the Crimson Fish Roll, because I proper sweated for it. Like, you know, I was going throughout a lot of this time, I was going all in on leveling up Billy. So, like, you know, I just recruited Billy at some point and went all in on leveling him up so I can unlock that. And yeah, I unlocked that, and then went all in on that throughout the rest of the playthrough, which is why you see it at level 10, because it's an easy dish to level up. Like, you can see the ingredients there, easy to level up. This one also easy to level up. Like, if you're just starting out in the game, you have access to all of the, like the Starry Puffer, you have access to them, you can find them around the place at 0 to 50 meters. There's even some at like 50 to 130 meters, so you can find quite a few of these. The agar, very easy, like from the first dive you can literally start harvesting that sort of stuff. Like, you can just harvest it and take it back up with you, and you don't really need it until you start making this dish. And the soy sauce, that's a bit harder to come across in the early game. There's actually several quest rewards, like side quests, main quests, that you can do, and you'll get quite a bit of soy sauce from that. So, you know, if you search like a few cooking pots to get a few extra, that's great. But I know you can get at least 10, maybe more, just by doing side quests as like an early game reward. So overall, you can get some enhancement in pretty quickly. Like, especially considering like the agar and soy sauce don't take much to enhance. Like, if I look at like ingredients with 1, it takes 3 to enhance to like level 2. Then if I look at something with like not what do I have that I have tons of that I can just spare to level up right now? I should look for a level 1 dish really quick. White shrimp, yeah, let's go with white shrimp, right? So yeah, like the first level takes 3 to level up, so that's only like 3 sea sauce, no, soy sauce. Then it's 4, so that's up to 7. Then it's 6, which is up to 13, but the thing about that is, so for 13 soy, then it goes to 10, which is a bit more than, but you know, for 13 soy sauce, you can get like the level 4 checkpoint, which is great. Now I'm going to put up some little images on screen about like if I've done it right, you'll be able to see like it across 4 different level groups now. Like on the furthest left is level 4, which is what I started serving it at. So you know, that took 13 soy sauce to get to, and like 13 agar. Like, you know, so a starry puffer that's really the limiting factor there. But even then, it's not so bad because, well, yeah, you just have the starry puffer. You can harvest quite a lot of them. You know, if you can unlock the, well, you won't have the fish farm at that point, but you know, you can start fish farming them eventually. But the point being is, if you're collecting them if that's the main fish you hunt, and if you dedicate your time to hunting that and, you know, cutting down the agar, you're all good. Like, you'll get to level 4 no problem pretty much. And yeah, if you get like a spare staff, you can dispatch them and like yeah, start getting more soy sauce to build up the supply. Now, how do you unlock this dish? Well, you need to get like any employee, well, not any employee, because some employees unlock dishes at level 5, but most employees will unlock this at level 5. So yeah, like, so for example, Kyoko is the first employee you get. You always get her for free, basically. Like, you know, you do the Yoshi quest at the beginning of the game. She'll tell you, oh yeah, you need to hire people. You start hiring people, and this will be your first applicant always, right? Get her to level 5, you will unlock this dish. Like, you will be able to research this dish. So, you know, you get her to level 5, which is relatively cheap, and then boom, you have this dish. Then again, you can get it to level 4 quite easily, where it's actually going to make you very decent money for that point in the game. And, you know, you're getting multiple servings out of it, like, you know, your ingredients that you're using. You know, they're not using that many ingredients for like the 6 servings you're getting at that point. And as you can see, like, you know, I leveled it up to like level 6 by the time I stopped using it. But you can, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can level it up a bit more as you're going. Like, as long as you have enough to serve. Like, you make sure you have enough to serve on a given night. Like, yes, I need this much to serve this many customers. Like, you can find out how many customers you need, like, well, how many customers will show up. So, you know, you figure out how many dishes you need. You only serve that many. And if you have the room to enhance it, you enhance it, sort of thing. And it comes out looking great. Like, you know, you get like, I got it to level 6 before I stopped like leveling up the dish and moved on to the Crimson Fish Roll, because I managed to invest all in on Billy. But if you're not doing that, you might upgrade your equipment instead. You might, you know, upgrade your fish farm instead. But I literally went all in on Billy and it worked out. But like, you know, you can see my playthrough where, you know, I did not delay the quest by a single day. Like, any mission I got, I did as soon as possible, right? Yeah, not everyone's going to play like that, but that just goes to show that, you know, in a minimum amount of time, I'm still making enough money from this dish. And I mean, to even get to the Crimson Fish Roll, which, you know, costs like maybe 50 grand in the gold, I reckon, over time. Like, getting to level 15 was no small feat. So even if I didn't get the Crimson Fish Roll, the money I would have had would have been enough to upgrade a bunch of my equipment anyway. But getting to this Crimson Fish Roll is obviously just insane. Like, you just get like so much value out of it. But not the point. Point being is, in the early game, you can basically just use this, and then like in the late game, just switch up to this. Like, there's only 2 dishes you need. Quite literally. And obviously the party dishes as well, but you know, I did kind of go all in on this party dish, like so I got the quest quite early on to unlock this dish. I knew the jellyfish party would be the first party. I literally, every time I seen a limestone cave, I'd capture all the white spotted jellyfish I could carry, pretty much all of them, even if I was overweight in them. Harvested all the sea grapes, you know, did as much as I can there, you know, dispatched people on salt. get that to as high as possible. So between this and this, between using this and then selling this on Jellyfish Party Night, I managed to unlock that. And from that, I managed to do everything else. But yeah, point being is here, I got it to level 6 by the time I stopped using it. I kept leveling up to level 8, right? As you can see here, it's level 8. And then after that, well, if you really wanted to, you could still use this and level up to maximum level to unlock the Diamond Cookster rank, because Diamond Cookster rank requires a taste score of 375, and as you can see, this only just beats it out at max level, but it still beats it, So if you really wanted to go that way about it, you could. I mean, I would not recommend, there are easier ways of doing it, and I'll make another guide for that, at a different point, because, well, yeah, I found there was a super easy way of doing it, so why wouldn't I? But yeah, not the point. Point being is, yeah, this dish is severely underrated. I'd say it's the best dish in the game, not because it sells the most or is particularly impressive in the end game, but the fact that you can start harvesting it in the early game, you can get all these ingredients pretty much straight away, and from there you can just absolutely rake in money non-stop pretty much, really easily. I mean, if I needed more money, I could have sold some of these boss dishes, which I never did in my playthrough here. I still have all the boss dishes sat around. And the thing about that is, if at the time, these are all more powerful than the level 4 version of the Stellate Pupper. So, if I really need the money, and, if you want the money, you could always just sell the boss dishes. That is definitely something that can be done. Ignore these 2 boss dishes up here and also probably this one, because that's the final boss and that's the secret boss, so by then you completed the game. Especially with this one. This one's you have to pretty much max out the Marinka. You have to get every single fish in the Marinka to unlock that, so you want to ignore them. But point being is, by that point, I could have solved these boss dishes and actually probably unlocked this a bit sooner, but I didn't. And yeah, now since I have that, yeah, it just outclasses all these boss dishes, even this one to an extent. Although this has one more serving, this is slightly higher in price, so yeah. Point being is, the main point about this video is the Stellate Pupper Nekogori is literally the nuts. This thing is the best dish in the game because of how it actually allows you to just make insane amounts of money from the get-go. You can upgrade all your stuff. You can, you don't struggle with money when you're doing this. If you just focus on this, from the very start of the game, you can absolutely fly through everything. You don't need anything else. Even this that I talked about in my other guides, nah, I didn't even bother touching this. I may have enhanced it, but I don't think I've ever served it once. It was literally a case of, yeah, I could enhance this, but what's the point? I'm already on my way to, it didn't start off higher level than, I enhanced it up to that, but at that point, my Pupper Nekogori was still selling for slightly more than that. I was yeah, I could enhance it, but I didn't have much rice at the time, so it's yeah, I'm quite limited on the amount of rice I have. What's the point in enhancing that when I, trying to serve that when I just already have this, and this I have in abundance. So I was just selling that, and then the Jellyfish Party came along. I was well, yeah, I knew the Jellyfish Party was coming. Just sold this, and it worked out. I've already shown this, but yeah, my management app, it's literally a case of started the game, sold whatever, sold some red lionfish because they were like some aggressive fish, sold the whole roasted shark head because that was available that day. And then, you know, there was a quest where you had to like get like a item, and I saw the long-nosed saw shark off the screen slightly, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bait it over, fight it, take it. And at that point, you know, made enough money to upgrade Kyoko to level 5. And at that point it was just like, yeah, 3,000. And the holidays were a bit rough, don't get me wrong. Like, it really did hinder the money making there, but, you know, to get it done, like, you know, start leveling up, level up even more. You know, eventually it's just like, yeah, I just coasted on that, got the jellyfish party done, and another one of them. Billy was now level 15, unlocked his dish, and then it's just like, yeah, there's a tuna party. It's funny because that's like, I also night dived on the tuna party because the dredge event was there. Like, you know, that's like me defeating the final boss on that holiday there. You know, tuna party, fish, fish, fish. Marlin party, fish, fish. That's the dredge event. I think one of these is a shark party somewhere around here, so yeah. You know, another dredge event, but yeah, it's literally just, I went basically straight Papa straight into Crimson Fish Roll. There was no need for like an intermediary dish. This thing basically carried throughout the majority of the game until I was like, well, I know Billy unlocks this, so as soon as I could, and I found, as soon as I got the opportunity to hire Billy, I was just like, right, yeah, just all in, getting him to level 15. Like, all these people, they're all level 7 still. Because I didn't really need to get their dishes or anything. Billy, first person I got to level 15. All these others are still like quite low level at the time. But yeah. Point being is, yeah, that's really the refined guide to money making in that sense. Like, you literally just focus on this. That's literally all there is to it. You know, see if you can pick up Billy, and then just make sure you can do that. Like, you know, so basically, you know, catch the sorry puppers. Like, I will say, yeah, I did kind of have an advantage on this because since I knew I needed clown frogfish, red bream, and Rhinochimeridae for this dish eventually, and I was aiming for this, yeah, I captured these fish throughout my playthrough and kept them in a fish farm, right? But you know, there's no rule against that really. Like, you can do that. That's fine. Like, so, you know, again, since I knew the jellyfish party was the first party, whenever I saw a limestone cave, went all in on these because, well, I mean, it's now the third best jellyfish dish technically, but like, you know, this can actually level up higher than this, but this you didn't get until the Godzilla event, and this you need to level up James to level 15 to get, so you're not going to do either of them by the first jellyfish party, so at that point, this is your best bet. Or maybe, I'm not sure when Godzilla actually triggers, because it came out most of the way through my playthrough, but even if it did trigger before the first jellyfish party, if you really rush through the game, you're still not going to be able to level up that well before the party rolls around, so again, it's still your best bet for the first jellyfish party, so yeah, at that point, you know, I've rambled enough, right? As you can see here, like, yeah, in my unfinished menu and my short save where I just played through all the quests, you know, that this was like what carried. This was the main event, really. This was the best dish, and that concludes my guide, really. Like, you know, I'm saying, like, yeah, this will carry you through the early and mid game, and as soon as you can, make the transition to the late game. If you can do that, you'll basically be able to, like, max out everything, no problem. Like, as soon as I got the tuna tutorial, I was able to max out the drone straight up after that. As soon as I got, like, the lobster box tutorial, I was able to max out it straight after that. As soon as I got the dive knife upgrade tutorial, like you're saying, you can upgrade your dive knife, I was able to max it out straight after that. Now the suit, I could always keep up with like the level I need my suit to be at. Like, you know. I could always keep my employees at a level where they'd be serving the bar. But yeah, kind of stuff like that. Yeah, that's about it for this guide. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I hope you all have a good day.